Hello and welcome to Let's Ride with Stonewolf. We are on our way to Scotland. We just left Penrith in Cumbria and we're heading north. This episode's going to take us just up to the other side of Carlisle. I'm just going to repeat what I said earlier, which is that I recovered from a chest infection not very long ago, so my voice ain't the best and I might cough a little during this video, but we're just gonna have to put up with it. I booked all of this stuff months in advance. But yeah, it's been nice enough so far. I didn't record the first leg of my journey because it largely covered roads that either weren't interesting. First exit. Largely covered roads that either weren't interesting or I have actually covered before quite recently. So, sorry. We are on episode 3, I think. Oi. And yeah, my first leg was good. It was nice. Those are roads that I like. Did I f*** up? I might have f***ed up. Oh, I might have f***ed up. F***ed up. Well, we're taking this road, I guess. It's signposted for Carlisle. It'll be fine. I'm sure that road is somehow better in some way. Google will get us back on track. I don't always trust Google, but you know, sometimes it manages. I think what Google's trying to do is put me on a road that parallels the motorway. That might not be all that interesting. TBH. Yeah, the first leg of our journey was pretty good. And then we got all caught up in Skipton, where you know there was a charger hog. Right behind. And then in Penrith, which is where we've just been, we managed to get charging really quickly. There's a booths there, which is like a northern superstore type thing, and it's actually quite nice. I've never been to one before. They had a rather nice cafe. Had mini sausage and chips, which wasn't all that many. Came with like a little bit of beans, which is nice. So yeah, I've had lunch. I'm running behind schedule quite a bit, which is very annoying, but you know, it is what it is. My bike incidentally charged so quickly I didn't get to finish my food. I had to run out and move it and then come back in and eat my food. This town is called Unthank. I've seen an Unthank before, but it was like Newton Unthank. Yes. I will remember that so I can screenshot it on maps later. I like to collect funny places. Like, what was it? On the way up from... actually, it was on the first leg, so I wouldn't have like talked about it at all. I saw Edge Bottom. Which is a funny joke. But yeah, the trip up from Skipton to Penrith, the second leg, was actually quite nice. Even if we did start to get a little bit of spinner rain, which I think we're going to have to deal with the whole way. But that's okay. I'd rather deal with that now than on future days. Because as I said, I have had this planned in advance for several months, and therefore I've not really had the opportunity to take the weather into account. I did plan it for like almost the longest day of the year, and you know, you'd think that would give you a pretty decent chance of some good weather, but you know, it's the north of England and Scotland. You get what you get. Up. This is my little neck flap thing. It's flapping. Yeah, I don't know what this road is going to be like because I obviously took a wrong turn, even though it still says it goes where I wanted it to go. That's fine. I'm sure that'll be fine. Just gonna set cruise control a little so we can redo the thingy on the end of the cuff. My Velcro in this suit is starting to show its age. I need to figure out how to I think there's like a way you can like improve old Velcro, but I don't really know what it is. I don't want to just get it like re-sewed. It seems like a pain in the ass, especially for a waterproof suit. Yeah, actually, I've had this riding kit for some time now, come to think of it. I bought this in late 17, and it's now summer 23. This is an RST Paragon 5 set. I'm not in any way, shape or form sponsored by RST. I don't even think they know who I am. But I absolutely love this suit. It's an adventure suit, naturally. The adventure riders get all the best suits. Like if you want good touring kit, go to the adventure rider section for some reason. But yeah, it's got lots of vents, it's got good waterproofing. Obviously I've had it for nearly 6 years, so it lasts well. It's quite easy to use. It's got a removable liner. It's good. I'm very satisfied with it. I would absolutely buy RST again, and in fact this is not my first RST suit. Again, apologies for the weird throat noises. Yeah, I don't know where this road is going, or what it's going to be like. I do kind of know what the road that I was meant to take is like, and I think it might have been a little bit more boring than this, but also following the motorway, kind of like the M6, M7 is, it passes through some cool landscape. I think I was talking about this in a previous episode. So, you know, mirroring it is not too bad, but at the same time, it's just sort of getting away from that, which is nice. Well, even though it's not like twisties or anything. At least it's not dual carriageways. Ugh. It does have a truck. One of the nice things about being close to a motorway is you tend not to get many trucks. the trucks are all off on the motorway. I should have taken a look at my conversation notes. I'd keep, for those of you who don't like watch very often, I keep conversation notes so that when I have sections where it's like, yeah, I kind of need to like say many things here to keep the video interesting, I have something to talk about. And because I'm running behind, I just wanted to like get the hell out of Penrith, and I did not look at my conversation notes. I was foolish. But I'm going to talk about one of them. Oh my god. Yeah, hopefully I've edited that out. But yeah, so over New Year's, I went to a little convention in Germany called Silvester. Silvester's really, really cool. It's a fun little convention. It's very hard to get into because hotels in Germany just are not open. And like the hotel for Silvester is like, wow, we got whatever staff we could, just like make do. Your room will not be serviced, and if you want like toilet paper or fresh towels or whatever, just go into the spa area and grab some for yourself. So it's got that kind of vibe to it, but like because of that, it has a hotel and an overflow hotel. The overflow hotel is the same chain, so naturally it's not very nearby. Like if you're in the overflow, you need a vehicle to get between the two. So getting into Silvester is kind of difficult. But worth the try. I really enjoyed it. But the important thing is it's near Stuttgart. And it's over New Year's, and I didn't really feel like driving there. I didn't want to have to like pack my motorbike up with stuff and all of that, and I don't want to fly that kind of short hop flight. So I got the train. I like getting the train. The train is good. The train turned out to be a not dissimilar amount of time to going in a car, which is interesting. And I didn't ask how much it cost them, but I would expect it's a not dissimilar amount of money as well. Well, you could carpool, which would help with that. But getting the train meant, like, you know, getting a train from Nottingham to London, and then from London to Paris, and then Paris to Stuttgart, and then Stuttgart to Reutlingen, which is where the con is. And that kind of worked okay, except, you know, part of the story takes place in Britain. Just FYI, I'm going to cut out Carlisle, so I will pick up this story in a moment. And we're back. Where was I? Oh yes, trains to Stuttgart and back. As I was saying, a part of this story takes place in Great Britain. So, naturally, there were strikes on. Yay! I would like to clarify this yay with I am very much in favour of the strikes. They are good. The government should not be pushing the workers to this point. And yes, it is the government, it is not the companies, because they are basically dangling in the end of the government strings. That's how railways work in Britain. Okay. I'm not sure about this Google. Where was I? Oh yeah. So, yeah, there was a strike on the way back. Incidentally, like, the day I went out was the 27th. So, like, the previous 2 days there basically aren't any trains. My morning train didn't exist. It was cancelled. I had to get a later train. I think it was something like an hour later. And consequently I missed my connection. But, you know, Eurostar are actually really good about connections. They just, like, rebooked me on the next train. And that was okay. That meant that I needed to have 1 hour less in Paris, which is annoying. I didn't get to really, like, see any of Paris, really. I just, like, got some food at the station. I got some food at Gare du Nord. Gare du Nord. There we go. And I walked down to Gare de l'Est. I got on my train and it left. It was basically it. I want to go back and experience a bit more of Paris. I think it's a cool city. But yeah, then I got into Stuttgart, and yeah, there were some weirdness with platforms in Stuttgart. I don't know what was going on there, but which way, Google? According to Google, this turn doesn't exist. Yeah, there's some weirdness when I get into Stuttgart with, like, platform alterations and stuff. This is all very weird. And that delayed me even further. It's all very annoying. I actually like traveling by trains, but sometimes... sometimes. Anyway, I got to my destination, that's what mattered. But then on the way back... Oh, the way back. There was a strike in Germany. I don't know the details of this strike. But basically, some services were running and some services weren't running, and it made the connection to Stuttgart kind of weird. But I got there in the end. I got to Stuttgart, across to the station with some friends, eating like a weird microwave pizza. This is what I mean about mirroring the motorway, by the way. And then now I got my train to Paris. I got my 2 hours in Paris that time, and I got to just sit around, you know, Paris vibe. I like to do that. I'm not like super big on the whole like touristy thing. I like to go to a place and just like sit in a square and absorb the ambience. So that was cool. But I didn't get to do it for very long because on the return route you gotta go through like passport control and stuff. It's kind of why I missed my train and like had to rebook an hour late in London, is because I ended up screwed on passport control. But then I got to London. I got to London quite late, so I had to get pretty much the last train home. The problem is, yes, the last train home got home after midnight, and there was a strike on the following day. What that meant was... third exit. Oh, this is Gretna. Oh. Gretna is kind of like a famous town, like... this is the Scottish border, and once upon a time there were different marriage rules between Scotland and England, and you could just like go across the border and get married. So Gretna was like a big place for people to elope, to have a marriage that wasn't approved by their families, type of thing. So Gretna's kind of famous for that. This is certainly some tourist trap stuff. Which exit did she say? Third? Oh boy, I hope it's a third, because that's the one I'm taking. Looks like it probably is the third. Yes, that's the thing. And yeah, so because there was a strike the next day and my train crossed the midnight threshold, essentially it was cancelled. Great. But it was like half cancelled, half not cancelled. They like cancelled it and replaced it on the timetable with a different train that went to I think Derby or something. So I had to basically get off at a station, and they're like, look, get off at a station and we'll provide a bus to take you to Nottingham. And it's like, fine, okay, we turn right here. So I get on the train, I go to Long Eaton, and I get off, and it's just like, okay, I get off, and it's just like, well, here we are. Where's the bus? There's no staff, there's no signs, nothing. There's just a whole bunch of people who've come from London and been told, hey, get on a bus at Long Eaton. So standing around like, where? You know? And then there's like just this there's just this mysterious sprinter, right? Bus. Just kind of sitting at the side of the road, and someone walks up to him and is like, oh hey, are you the rail replacement bus? He's like, yep. And we all get on, and we're just like, okay. And off he goes. And it's a bit odd. I'm getting like vibes of Poland in the noughties type of thing. And to an extent like Ireland in the early 90s, you know. It was you kinda had that kind of vibe. Like, if you knew, you knew. But it was just like a guy with a bus, you know, and not like a big bus, like a sprinter type bus. Like, this bus wasn't even marked. It didn't have a company name on it. It didn't have any identification as a rail replacement bus. It was just a bus that was there. We get about halfway, and I see like a coach, like a proper coach, coming the other way with like choo-choo of a train or whatever on it. And I'm like, ah. But I mean, he was legit. I don't know who was paying him, if he was the official bus or whatever. We didn't pay him, so someone must have. He just like took us into Nottingham, and as we got close to Nottingham, the bus broke down, and he just coasted it into the station. Like, something went bonk, and then it started making a noise, and he just like babied it into the station, and we all got off and went our way. It was like, wow, that's such a weird experience. Thankfully, I made the last tram, so you know, that was nice. But yeah, I got home at like 2 o'clock and I'd work the next day. Second exit. Yeah, I got home around 2 o'clock and I'd work the next day. It was not the best decision I've ever made. But yeah, man. It had those like, I don't know. There's a vibe of places that are still developing, as it. I hate that term, but like, you know, before everything gets like really tied down and like serious and professional, and it's just like, there's a guy with a bus. If you know where the guy with the bus is, you can get the bus. If you don't know who the guy with the bus is, well, you know, maybe you can find him. It's just like, I lived a bunch of my life in places with that vibe, because, you know, I grew up in Ireland in the 80s and 90s, and Poland gave me that vibe very much in the noughties. India has very much that vibe. It's just self-organizing chaos. It's brilliant. I did not look at the name of this place when I came into it, because we had been through Gretna, and I think this is Ecclefechan. Newton. Okay. Maybe Ecclefechan is the next one? We'll find that. I think Ecclefechan is like where we're supposed to be stopping this one. What's this town called? Kirkpatrick Fleming. Okay. I'm sure it's fine. Raise his eyebrow. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, there is and isn't things to be said for that kind of like style of thing. Like, on the one hand, yeah, like, it works. It's self-organizing, and it works. But on the other hand, like, does that system work for everyone? You know, who pays the guy? What passes does he accept? Is there a timetable? How do you find out where the buses are and all of this kind of thing? Like, self-organizing chaos is great until it isn't. And this is kind of like the constant tug of war between centralizing and kind of anarchy, or anarchism rather than anarchy itself. Like, anarchic systems are very elegant, really, in the way that they are essentially chaotic, but they work surprisingly well, except they're not exactly efficient or well organized. So how do you balance those forces? You know, it's a whole thing. Yeah, I do like getting the trend. Not just because I'm a trend nerd, but because, like, it's just a good way to travel. And especially for me, like, I want to fly somewhere. My nearest airport doesn't have the best, like, connections, so I'd have to get a trend somewhere else anyway, and then I got to deal with the bollocks of flying. But by the time all of that is done, I may as well just have gotten the train, which is a more enjoyable experience than flying. So yeah. Made some up at Carlisle, because what I sneakily did was I got on the motorway, and I skipped like probably 10 minutes of Carlisle by going around the motorway. And that's kind of, I think, where motorways work for this bike, is you can do that. Like, I just set cruise control to 60, got it a tuck, and it's not that much worse than, like, doing this. Because ultimately, like, the bike can go on a motorway, can travel at motorway speeds. That's fine. It's not a problem. It's, you know, it's the power draw that you incur when doing that, and it's because it's efficient. It's because it's efficient, which I'll probably explain in the next episode, because I think we're coming into Ecclefechan. This is Ecclefechan. So, this is going to be the end of our episode. If you have anything to say, you can leave it down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. And, you know, check out some of my other videos. If you do enjoy them, consider subscribing and, you know, hit that bell. And if you would like to reward me for entertaining you today, you can find links to do so in the description below. Bye-bye.